Thank you for watching Introduction to the Imagine Workspace from Hexagon Geospatial. In this module, you'll become familiar with the basic layout of the ERDAS Imagine interface and see where to find commonly used tools. This is the ERDAS Imagine interface. Designed with the user experience in mind, tools are organized in dynamic tabs along an easy-to-use ribbon interface. Let's take a closer look. First, let's understand the basic layout of the workspace. In the upper right is the Quick Access toolbar. This toolbar is easily customized to contain tools that you use most often. You will see later that these tools will remain available as you click through other tabs on the ribbon. Below the Quick Access toolbar is the File tab. The File tab contains functions that allow you to open layers, save layers, set user preferences, and several other tools. Along the top of the interface is the ribbon. All major functionality available in ERDAS Imagine can be found along the ribbon. Tools are organized in tabs, and as you click on a tab, new tools become available. The tabs are dynamic and will change based on the active layer in the Contents pane. We'll look at this in more detail in a minute. The Contents pane shows you all viewers and data that you have open in the workspace. It will report the type of viewers open and the order the data is displayed within each viewer. Below this is the Retriever pane. This pane is used to create a shoebox file that provides quick access to project-specific data. Once a shoebox is created and displayed in the Retriever pane, you can use a simple drag and drop to load data from the Retriever to the viewer. Along the bottom is the status bar. In the left and center of the status bar, you'll see coordinates reported based on the cursor location over data displayed in the viewer. You can also use this to define an elevation source and report an elevation value with your coordinate display. Finally, use the far right to change the rotation of the data in the viewer. In the upper right of the viewer is a pushpin button. Any pane that contains a pushpin can be undocked from the main workspace and arranged on your computer desktop to your preference. Finally, this large area is the viewer. There are several view types available in ERDAS Imagine. The viewer displayed here is a 2D viewer. It's currently open but empty, ready to load data. Let's take a minute to understand the ribbon in more detail. The ribbon provides access to all major functionality available in ERDAS Imagine. Tools are organized in dynamic tabs. The tabs are organized into groups. Each group contains a set of related tools with a group name underneath. This highlighted group is the Edit group. Groups can be displayed in two ways depending on the amount of space available. Groups can be expanded, as you see here, with all tools in the group visible. Or, groups may be collapsed. A collapsed group will only show the group name with an icon and an arrow indicating that there are more tools available. Click on the collapsed group to display the tools. Some tools and commands have menus. A small arrow indicates a menu is available. Click the tool or command to open the menu. Now let's open the software and see some common tools and functions. First, let's load an image into the viewer. From the File tab, select Open Raster Layer. This opens the Select Layers to Add dialog box. Use this dialog to navigate to the directory containing your data and select the file to load. Here we'll use tm00.img. Before clicking OK, click the second icon from the right along the top. This icon, Set Default Data Directory, will set the current data directory as the default. Each time you open the Select Layers to Add dialog, it will automatically take you to this location. You can use the icon to the right of this in the same way to set the default output directory. There are two other tabs in this dialog. The Multiple tab defines how the software will treat multiple files loaded in the viewer. By default, they're treated as independent files. You can also set Virtual Mosaic, so the software treats them as if they are a single mosaicked image. You can also choose Virtual Stack. Here we'll leave the default. We'll see more about the Raster tab a little later. For now, click OK to load the image in the viewer. The image is loaded in the viewer using the settings defined in the Preference Editor. This image, a Landsat image with 7 bands and 30-meter resolution, has been loaded at a 1:1 viewing ratio with a near-infrared band combination. With this display, vegetation is various shades of red, bare ground is cyan, and water is black. Right-click in the viewer to open the Quick Access menu. This menu puts common functions at your fingertips. Select Fit to Frame to see the full extent of the image in the viewer. Now let's work with the Zoom and Pan tools. From the Quick Access menu, click the Open Layer icon. Select a high-resolution image from the data directory. For our example, use seattlewv2.img and click OK to load it in the viewer. This image is a WorldView 2 image with 8 multispectral bands having a resolution of 1.66 meters and a panchromatic band with half-meter resolution. This has a much higher resolution than the Landsat image, so we can see much more detail. From the Extent group on the Home tab, click Fit to Frame to see the full extent of the image. Easily zoom in and out of the image using your mouse wheel. Scroll forward to zoom in and backward to zoom out. There are also zoom tools available in the Extent group on the Home tab. Activate the Zoom In tool and move the cursor to the viewer. Draw a box around an area to zoom in. Activate the Zoom Out tool and draw another box in the viewer to zoom out. The Zoom In and Out tools each have a drop-down arrow with additional options, including Zoom In or Out by 2 or Zoom In or Out by a defined amount. The previous Extent button will step you backwards to the last zoom level and view extent. Use the Zoom thumb wheel in the Scale and Angle group to interactively zoom in and out of the image. You can also pan the image in multiple ways. Select the Pan tool from the Extent group. You can use this tool with a simple click and drag to move around the viewer. With this tool active, you can also click once in the viewer to start virtual roaming. Your cursor will turn into 4 arrows. If you are at full extent, zoom in. Move your mouse in any direction to roam through the image. Click again to turn off the virtual roam. Your middle mouse button can also be used without activating the Pan tool with a click and a drag to move through the viewer at any time. Now let's load multiple viewers. Here we have the Landsat image loaded in a 2D viewer. From the Window group, click Add Views to expand the menu and select Display 2 Views. A second viewer is added to the workspace. We can also see a second view in the Contents pane. Click inside 2D View number 2 to make sure it's the active viewer. Then, from the Quick Access toolbar, click the Open Layer icon, change the file of type to all raster formats. The file of type acts as a filter, only showing files with the defined extension in the File Chooser window. By selecting All Raster Formats, all raster files are visible. Select seattlewv2.img and open the Raster Options tab. With this tab, you can change the raster display type, band combinations, and a few other options. Select Fit to Frame and click OK. The image is loaded into the viewer at full extent. Often, this is the preferred method for loading an image into a viewer. To change the user preferences, select File, Preference. The Preference editor has multiple categories listed in a tree structure on the left. After a category is selected on the left, the individual preferences are listed on the right. The default category is User Interface and Session. The first preferences listed are the default data and output directory, which we changed earlier. Notice the dots that are added to both the tree structure and next to the preferences, indicating a change has been made to the default setting. Expand the View category and select Viewer. Add a check mark next to Fit to Frame. Click Save and close the dialog. Now add a second image to Viewer number 2. From the Quick Access toolbar, click Open Layer. For our example, select tm00.img. Use Raster Options to uncheck Fit to Frame. This will ensure we remain at the extent of the WorldView image. Click OK. In the Contents pane, click and drag seattlewv2.img above tm00.img to bring it to the top of the viewer. In the Extent group, expand the Scale menu and select 1 to 100,000 to set the scale. Click inside Viewer number 1 to make it active. From the Extent group, click Fit to Frame. Change the band combination of this image by selecting the Multispectral tab. In the Bands group, each of the color guns used to display the image can be seen. Change the layer next to red to 5, green to 4, and blue to 3. It's easy to see that changing the band combination highlights different features in the image. This band combination, known as TM False Natural Color, helps identify different vegetation types and differentiate snow from water and bare ground from urban development. change the band combination back to the original display. In the Contents pane, select Seattle WV2.img to make it the active layer. In the band group, use the Sensor Type dropdown to select Worldview 2 Multispectral. With the sensor defined, predefined band combinations are available. Select TM Style False Color IR. We now see a display like the Landsat image. To save the session, select File, Save As, Session. The session file will save the entire workspace, including open viewers, data, and view extents. Provide the session with a name and click Save. In view number 2, use the small X in the upper right to close it. From the Home tab, select Clear View in the View group to clear all data from the viewer. Thank you for watching this e-training module from Hexagon Geospatial. For more e-training, please visit hexagongeospatial.com/etraining.